This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place?
The taco place?
Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cars are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RoadPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange store. For more coverage of Boise State athletics, check out the all-new BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Now, here's five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
You heard him on Ball Talk last night, about 12 hours ago. Now you get him again. Bronco Nation here on Bronco Nation News Live. My name's BJ Rains. Welcome on in. We're part of the 24/7 Sports family, BroncoNationNews.com. We do this each and every day at 9 a.m. And on Thursdays, well, first you get them Wednesday nights on Ball Talk. Now you get them on Thursdays. The one, the only Johnny Ballgame Mallory, former in-game arena host for the Idaho Stampede. And now you get him here on BNN. Johnny, how we doing?
Oh, the on-court MC days of the Idaho Stampede and the G League. You went to a few of those games. Appreciate you having me back. Quick turnaround Wednesdays and Thursdays. I feel like these weeks are just running into each other. You getting that feeling too? Like here we are, it's a Thursday already. We're talking to Danielson in less than 2 hours, like getting ready for Fresno State. And yeah, they just with Ball Talk and this and Idaho Sports Talk. Busy weeks. I love it though. But if I look a little tired, that's probably why today, BJ. But we got a new coffee maker machine in the break room. the kind where you can just press like cafe latte.
Okay.
So things I can't even pronounce, like macchiato. You got milk. There's a little refrigerator right next to the coffee machine. Have you seen these, BJ?
I haven't seen that particular one. Is that a Greg Frank production or?
No. This is the corner office CEO, big time guy. This is like in our break room for the whole Paul J. Schneider building here. And today I just got regular coffee. Then I pressed the button, put some milk in there too. But we also have like hot cocoa, like Swiss Miss. So I took a Swiss Miss packet, opened that, put it in the coffee, and I got like a chocolate. What do they call this? A mocha, whatever. It's pretty stinking good today. So I'm ready to go, man.
Well, hopefully you were ready to go yesterday. I heard you had some visitors walking around the offices yesterday.
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Where is this going? Visitors walking around.
I heard you had getting ready for the calendar there yesterday. You had some visitors.
I had some visitors. I don't know what you're talking about, BJ. Come on, just say it. What did I do? What
I heard from a birdie that you were very, very chatty with some of the guests that came came into the building yesterday. They were there for the for some sort of
Who are you talking? You're talking to either Greg, Frank, or Nate Shellman, one of those guys. Needs to quit listening to other people talk to people and maybe, start talking to people themselves. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. She was a nice person. I was saying hello, walking into the building. You guys are crazy, man. You guys like talk about me behind my back with like people I'm talking to. I can't. This is like middle school.
Maybe I know who you were talking to. How do you know it was Greg Frank? Come on.
Just move on. Come on. What are we doing, guys? The viewers hate this, man.
Ball Talk is the only reason I subscribed. It's gold. You guys had a good show last night.
Yeah, we did, man. One of our better ones. Sanford talking about the Brian Kelly situation. He was his OC, talking about when you have to suspend a player for a week. It's tough on everybody. Not easy. Talks about that, and of course breaks down Fresno. And he was on that 2001 team that went down there and kicked David Carr's butt in that number 8 overall Fresno team at the time. So shared those stories. That plane flight home, man, he was saying some good stuff, BJ. Check out Ball Talk for sure.
By the way, you're wrong here. We got more comments about the previous topic and viewers love it. I'm fascinated with ball games, love life. So, folks, that's what's getting us the viewers, I guess. So,
BJ, who told you about that?
No comment.
How'd you know about this? I was being polite.
I didn't even. You're the one that's. I wasn't even going down that path. You're the one that brought it up. I just heard you were very welcoming to folks that came to the folks that came and visited yesterday.
Well, there's people in the building all the time. There's 5 radio audio stations.
That's all I meant by it. Yeah, they came and you chatted them up and had a good conversation. That's all. I didn't mean anything more than that. So I'll
tell you, what I did, to be honest. We're going here. Fine. We're going to do this. So I was talking to her and we're just being friendly. And I was kind
Nobody knows a lot. You want to explain what was going on though with the calendar?
Somebody waiting in the lobby. It was somebody waiting in the lobby, which is not rare. Either you're applying for a job, you're here to pick up tickets, you're doing an interview so there's a million reasons why you're sitting there. So I walk in and we're talking, and she told me she was trying out for something they do on the classic rock station, the Eagle. And so I was looking for something kind of to say, and we have that autographed helmet in the front of our lobby. It's a Boise State helmet that Dale Holste made us. And he put 95.3 for the logo. I mean, instead of the number, it was awesome, man. So we take that everywhere. And when we had Ashton with us, we had him sign it. We weren't going to let anybody sign this helmet ever. That was me and Prater talked about. And then we were like, screw it. Let's just have Ashton sign it. So we had Ashton sign it. So yesterday I'm talking to her and comes up and I go, do you know who Ashton Genty is? And she's like, yeah. And I grabbed the helmet and I go, this helmet was autographed by Ashton Genty. And I was there when he did it. And she was like, really? Like, what? And I was just like, that's what I said to her about a stupid autographed football. You can ask whatever birdie told you that was listening, eavesdropping on me down the hall. pathetic. Whoever told you that, like they will tell you I used the Ashton Genty helmet as a pickup.
Does that work to get get some digits?
Didn't even ask. No, I don't. I was just being nice. You guys are crazy. I was honestly just being nice, man. These are the days where we have no show prep, and we had no show prep. PGI, you did not tell me what we were doing today.
His face is getting red. Ball game is getting embarrassed, according to Bronco Man 1234. Nothing beyond the reach of BNN investigative reporting. It was the Sports Illustrated calendar. Chad says they were there to see if Johnny wanted to be on it. Johnny has gotten in good shape, so it was probably some sort of fireman calendar. Oh, you're going to be in the fireman calendar.
I'm not in that shape. I'm not a small fat guy anymore. You know,
trying to flex on him. Johnny using Genty to shoot his shot. This is the most comments we've had in a while.
I did. I used Ashton Genty autograph helmet.
And you know what? Take her to Taco Bell.
That's a good one, man. The Taco Bell deal.
I'll try to move on, but
it wasn't an act of desperation. That's why I think it went well. You know what it reminded me of? Go back and watch the movie The Departed, the elevator scene. When Matt Damon just randomly meets that person, they casually talk and they're on an elevator and they both have to go a certain way. And I was Matt Damon in that scene. Like, that's what it reminded me of. It wasn't like any planned thing. Sometimes you just talk to people, BJ, and I do that a lot, and you do too.
You do. Tequila Gus saying, did you ask her if she wanted to live Moss? Breakfast quesadilla to seal the deal. I was actually with you, Johnny, while we're off the rail. We might as well. Do you remember when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings together?
Oh yeah, I do. But everybody knows that story. I think we've told that too many times.
I was trying to remember the story because I was telling the person that may have let me know about yesterday's event. Was it her ex-boyfriend that listened to the show or something, or how did she know? She knew who you were somehow.
It was her boyfriend. Because he was a Packer fan. Remember, he was a Packer fan.
That didn't stop this guy, though.
No, I didn't even start with that. BJ, you can't embellish. But yeah, there was the Buffalo Wild Things when we were kids, Wild Wings.
People are wondering if there was a sponsor out there that sponsor a weekly update on your love life.
I don't have one, guys. Like, there's really nothing. That's how pathetic my love life is. Like, I had a 40-second conversation with somebody in my lobby that was completely cordial, polite, respectful. It was a nice conversation. And, you know, it's just kind of funny that people that would, I mean, if it was a guy, you wouldn't say anything. And I would say, hey, look at this. It's an Ashton Genty helmet. And he would have been like, oh, sweet. Just, you know.
Would you have done that, though? If there was a random guy sitting in the lobby, would you have showed him the Ashton Genty helmet?
Most of the times when I walk in the lobby and the front desk guy, Josh, isn't there and I see somebody sitting there, I'll say, can I help you with something? Yes, I do that a lot.
But you then go and show them that Ashton Genty signed the helmet?
No, I've never done that before. But I anyway, are we?
Oh, man. All right. Well, there is a football game on Saturday. Fresno State, Boise State. There's a basketball game on Monday. Hawaii Pacific against Boise State. So we have plenty to talk about with I'm just going to stop reading the comments for a while and stop looking at them. Johnny, you mentioned having Sanford on last night talking about the 0-1 Fresno game. We had Winston Venable, good friend of yours as well, on yesterday talking about the 0-9 and 10 games. He brought up the story where Fresno was complaining about wearing the all-blue uniforms on the blue. So Coach Pete said, all right, if they want to be like that, we're going to wear bright orange. And they wore the orange pants and the orange jersey on the blue and then beat them 51-0 in 2010. Winston was the one that carried the hammer out for that game. So he's got strong memories of that one. But there's been some classic games in this rivalry. And this is one, as Mike Prater just wrote about on BNN. I know you need to sound the alarm, Johnny. New Prater column is up at BNN.
Is it up already?
It is up. Talking about Fresno State and their history and, here we are, Johnny, Fresno State, Boise State, another matchup, and this will continue as both these teams are headed over to the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my narrative kind of this week has just been like, I'm down with Fresno. I like Fresno. They carry their own water, so to speak. You don't have to worry about Fresno sucking for a long period of time and making idiotic decisions that a lot of other programs make and just falling into the abyss and not being able to compete. From Pat Hill to Tim DeRuiter to Kalen DeBoer. We'll see what Entz can do. Tedford had a run there. Like, you can win there. And it's, they might not have the strongest socioeconomic developments there. We talked about that yesterday on Idaho Sports Talk, but they love their team and that shows. So I've always kind of respected Fresno. I know the fans and they can get dirty and it's Raider Nation. I mean, if you are a Raider fan, you're a Fresno fan. It's kind of like the Seahawks and the Huskies type of thing in Oregon and wherever. Not Oregon, but any school for that matter. So it's an environment down there, to say the least. I love watching games down there in Fresno, but I've always just respected how they go about it, from just how to still be competitive in the ever-changing landscape. I mean, they've been good in every league they've been in, and I hope that there's still this same type of program in the Pac-12. If it's not Entz, maybe there's another coach out there. I'm not certain, but I don't think this is going to be one of those memorable moments at all, unless Boise State has some historic stats. Because from what I saw from Fresno last week, I mean, yeah, San Diego State's D is terrific and they shut him out, but Fresno couldn't complete a pass. They're playing a kid. And Sanford talked about it on Ball Talk last night. Like, a lot of coaches are in this position now. You're playing these true freshman kids, and it is really hard. And not a true freshman who's an Elite 11 kid ready to go in the Big Ten or the SEC, that level. He's that far ahead. You have a true freshman at a lower level Mountain West school, mid-level, upper level Mountain West school. They're not as ready, you would think, in a lot of situations. So as far as I know, they're starting the freshman Conklin again, and
they are, yes.
I'm not expecting much from Fresno's offense, and I'm honestly expecting this to be kind of a doozy for Boise State, kind of an easy peasy. I'm shocked the spread's under 20 for that matter. I think we're seeing Boise State on the blue offense, not Boise State on the road offense. And I think they got a lot to prove, and a lot of people that I think they want to shut up in this fan base, to be honest with you.
2 in a row, and 3 of the last 5 Fresno State has won, including 2 of the last 3 in Boise. I mean, how crazy is that to think about, Johnny? 2 of the last 3 times Fresno State has come to Boise, they have beaten the Broncos, and that includes championship game both times. They have come to the blue and won a championship game. And I know even going back that 2018 game still eats it, like Kent Riddle and Brad Bedell and those guys. It was in the snow, and they had that extra point got blocked, and that led the game going to overtime, and then they end up losing. But to lose the 2022 championship game, and then to go out to Fresno and lose that game when Malik Sherrod had the return. I'm trying to do the research, Johnny. I can't find it. I mean, the history of this rivalry and these teams better than I do, but I mean, it wasn't very often in the past that you would transfer because you had to sit out a year, and you never transferred to your rival. I mean, is Malik Sherrod
wouldn't let you?
Is Malik Sherrod going to be the first player ever, if Boise State wins, to raise the milk can on both sides of the rivalry?
That's a great question. I want to say like maybe there was a linebacker who played for both schools, but I seriously doubt he was on the winning side of both these games, and I don't even know if he actually played. I want to say like 10 years ago or so, because I think it was a weird deal then, because it was really weird back then. Coaches controlled where you went.
Yep.
Remember
you had to sit
that?
out a year if you wanted to transfer.
And you can't go to any school that we play. You can't go to any school that I just want to block for whatever reason. It was so ridiculous. Now it's almost as ridiculous on the other end. There's no, sweet spot that they can find in college sports, but it is what it is. That was crazy, but I don't think so, BJ. I think he can be the first, and I think he will be the first. I'm shocked if Boise State loses this game. Stunned if they lose this game, BJ.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And so, but it is even more stunning for me just to look at this series history and see the 2 L's there at the bottom, to see 3 out of the last 5. I mean, they've lost, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 times. They're 6-5 against Fresno since I started covering the team in 2013. That first game I covered in 2013. You remember that game? They were down 41-40. They were trying to get into field goal range for Dan Goodell at Fresno, and Kirby Moore, I don't know if he dropped it or got knocked out of his hands on 4th down. They turned the ball over, and Tim DeRuyter gets the win there in 2013. That was the Carr game.
That was Carr versus Southwick. There was
Carr and Devontae Adams, right?
Yeah, Carr and Devontae Adams lit them up. It was like 42-41. That
41-40, yeah.
It was a great game. That's probably, I don't know, I would ask Boise State fan this. What's the worst loss you've ever had to Fresno, where Fresno really took something from you that still pisses you off? Maybe it's the Mountain West a couple years ago.
Got to be one of the championship games.
Probably one of the championship games with Tedford. Yeah, on the blue. Took away your moment to celebrate. Harsin era stuff. Win more Mountain West championships. Fresno's taken a couple of those. It just
seems like to me, Johnny, I guess the big picture here is like we can talk about Nevada being the rival and all this. Well, Boise State's won 18 of the last 20 or whatever it is, now 19-2 in their last 21 against Nevada. And you can talk about San Diego State and some of this stuff, but Fresno State to me seems like the game with the history, and whether you want to call them the rival or whatever. I mean, they're the team that has, at least in the last decade, done the most damage against Boise State as well, and in some big games, some crucial games to knock them out. I agree with you. I don't think this is going to happen on Saturday. I think Boise State crushes them. I really do. But it does seem like Fresno, and I know their basketball team is atrocious. The Save Mart Center, has a chance. It's a big arena, but they just get no fans. They have no interest in basketball right now. Yeah, but even on the football side, as you said, Bulldog Stadium needs some major improvements. I mean, the team has to walk a half mile to the visiting locker room. I mean, there's just a lot of issues in general with Fresno, but from a competitive football standpoint, I do think Matt Enns will eventually get it going there. But I do think, like, at least since I've been here, the last 13 years covering this team, I feel like Fresno State is the quote unquote rival, at least, or the games that have been the biggest the past, decade plus here.
I agree. Even when Boise State's taken stuff from Fresno to two passionate fan bases. I think there was a time there a long time ago where Fresno just thought it was better than Boise State, and they didn't really buy this whole new fun, weird Boise State thing that Cutter and Hawkins were starting there. And then it happened pretty darn quick. They got him in 0-1, and they just kind of kept getting him. I don't think they lost again to Fresno since till what, 05? I think they got him that year. But, I mean, Pat Hill, anyone, anywhere, anytime, BJ. He didn't say a lot of that, certainly, when he had to play against Boise State. And Boise State, they took it to him a lot on Fresno. And I like that about this rivalry, too. Boise State at the time felt that, we're gonna quiet this Bulldog down a little bit. Yeah, you had your 0-1. Great. You didn't capitalize off of it. You would have been the first team at that time, at that level, to make a BCS bowl game, which is, back in that era in 2001. And you didn't get there. And since then, but it's been a fun rivalry. I will say the one thing I was thinking about Fresno games. Fresno was the only team, I think, to beat Dirk Cutter and Talon Green. I think Cutter and Green were like 7-1 or 8-1 together, as Green being the starter. The one loss, frickin' Fresno got him. I mean, that's big. Like that says a lot about Cutter now that I think of it. When I look at Talon Green's career record with every head coach he's had, and then I look at Talon Green's record when Dirk Cutter was his OC. One's like 7-1, and the other's like 3 games under 500 or something like that. And Dirk Cutter did it when he was a freshman, wasn't even developed yet. Still found a way to win with that kid. Good for him. But yeah, I remember that game being a big one too. That was a Mountain West championship game, dude. And I don't know if that does anything for the future of Andy or not. If they win that game, I mean, you could look back and think that did change some things, but Fresno's done some things in this rivalry. You're right. They've had theirs. It's still been a lot more Boise And I think it'll probably continue that way, but I do like how Fresno, just hangs around in this rivalry. I think I'll put it that way.
I believe that Fresno game a couple years ago, and yes, that was the famous game that eventually led to Eric McAllister getting frustrated and him transferring a couple of days later, and then Avalos getting fired. But that was also the game where I think Talon Green was the starter and literally played one play, and then they made the switch.
Was that the worst of the Avaloses, where the head scratchers in the Andy era?
Might have
been. Was that number one for you?
One play.
Was that number one for you? I mean, I don't get a lot of stuff where, like, when I would come home and, like, at the time, my girlfriend, who knows nothing about football, would say something about football because she sees it on social media or something. And she's like, did Andy, like, take the quarterback out after one play? And I get home, I'm like, wait, what? Like that people were talking about that one. That was really weird, man.
Bush and Andy all week said, no, Talon's our guy. And then one play, they made the switch.
And they can't say, we saw a look. So they
said that was the play they wanted to run. And they thought that Talon Green was the best to run that play first.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
People are saying UTEP has to be the worst for Avalos in terms of games, I guess.
Oh, just the whole night. Yeah. Good call. Had to fire his OC the next day and run to Cutter and say, please. Yeah, that was bad too.
Johnny, we got some news about Chris Marshall. I don't really want to, that's old news at this point about him getting suspended, but what that means to this wide receiver core, to this passing game, I want to get your thoughts on what that's going to look like on Saturday and who needs to step up. But first, you want to tell folks about our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Andy Rowe and company. Johnny's there in the rowpaint.com studios. ROEpaint.com, all your painting needs, whether it's those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, hit up our friends at rowpaint.com. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. You see 7 NIL deals now with student athletes at Boise State. They're back on board as an official sponsor. They've been passing out shirts, rally towels. Get down there to the Ford Plaza and see what they're passing out on Saturday. ICCU.com. TacoBellWorks.com. Speaking of Taco Bell, big talkings on Ball Talk last night about Taco Bell. TacoBellWorks.com, the SOM Management Group. We appreciate them. And if you're looking for a great, delicious meal from Taco Bell, I know Johnny's a big fan of the $3 Chipotle Ranch grilled steak burrito, the crispy chicken strips. Maybe it's that Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Freeze. Taco Bell, the future of fast food. Check it out today. Jackson's. They got those trading cards, $12.99 each. They also have the 99-cent coffee anytime, a day or night, using that Let's Go Rewards app. Jackson's and Extra Mile by Jackson's. Make sure you pick up the trading cards. And again, if Latrell Caples gets in the end zone on Saturday, you get that fountain drink for 49 cents on Monday. And Johnny, can this be the game? Can they get a big enough lead that we get the Breezy bundle in the fourth quarter? Can Breezy Dubar somehow get a carry and break one and get us a hot dog and a fountain drink for $1?
Sure. Let's go, Breezy. Let's get in that end zone.
All right, Breezy Dubar, you heard it there from Johnny. $1 for the Breezy bundle if he gets a hot dog or hot dog and soda if he gets a touchdown. The Blue and Orange store, they got those jerseys. You can get the Breezy Dubar jersey. Heck, you can get a Johnny Ballgame jersey. The blueandorange.com will customize jerseys for you right there in minutes at the Boise State Hall of Fame. Any number, any name. Make sure you check that out. You can also order anywhere in the world online at the blueandorangestore.com. And Lithia Ford of Boise, I'm wearing my Ford hat today. The fall kickoff sales underway. Never a better time to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. Rain's Family 11R F-150 from Lithia Ford. And the purchase process was so easy. Went online, found a couple we liked, did the research ahead of time at lithiafordboise.com. Came in and test drove a couple, and we were on our way in a couple of hours. Appreciate Kim and everybody there at Jamie and obviously Jim Sturk for helping us out there. But loving our F-150, and you'll love any newer pre-owned vehicle that you purchase at Lithia Ford of Boise. All right, no Ben Ford, no Chris Marshall. Some questions about Maddox Madsen, obviously not playing his best game of the season last week against Nevada. Where are you on this passing game, Johnny, and what you expect to see on Saturday? You mentioned shutting people up. Obviously, a big game for Maddox Madsen somehow would certainly do that.
I'd like to see Matt Lauder erase a lot of the issues I see with this passing game, because I don't see Matt Lauder being an issue with this passing game. Maybe he's still coming back from the injury. Maybe they feel they need him more on the protection side. I don't know. Maybe defenses are doing a really good job saying That's the guy you want to take away from number 4. Get rid of 85. Don't give him that option. Then maybe it's working. Other teams are trying hard too, right? They're good too. But I would like to just see Matt Lauder get back into this offense. Focal point. As far as the receivers go, I think they are. They're hurt, man. Period. I mean, think about it. Like, I mean, you're going to see the three main receivers you'll see this week. My opinion, Latrell, Chase Penry, Cameron Bates. I think those 3 get the most run. You're going to see Whitlock. They like him, the freshman. He's been out there. I haven't been to practice all week. I was there briefly yesterday, BJ, and he was getting some run. And I'm trying to think if there's anybody out there I'm forgetting.
Cash Williams, number 83. Cash Williams, they like him. And then also Quentin Brown, number 25.
Quentin Brown, I expect to see too. But if you're hoping that Chase Penry and these guys are going to get the separation, maybe that Ben Ford even or Chris Marshall you didn't think was getting, and maybe they'll surprise us. You know, I don't want to sit here and say, oh no, we're wiped out here. Boise State's got no, let's see. Let's give them a shot here. But I would be really surprised if I'm thinking, oh, okay, they've upgraded in the receiver room, losing Ben Ford and suspending Chris Marshall. I don't think they have, man. And I don't think it matters this week. Again, though, I don't think it's going to be a difference in winning or losing or keeping this game close. We'll see if I'm wrong on that, like most cases. But I'm a little worried about the receiver room, but I think they should incorporate maybe the tight end room a little more.
I agree. We talked about that on yesterday's show. I mean, Matt Lauder had 2 catches in the last game, 1 catch in the game before that. I mean, one of the top tight ends people are saying maybe in the country, and you have 3 catches in 2 games. Like, yeah, they need to get. That seems like the easiest way. I mean, you're maybe not going to get the explosive 30, 40, 50-yard plays that they want down the field, but you can certainly move the ball and move the chains with Matt Lauder in there. So whether it's Lauder or Wagner, yeah, that seems like an easy way. Get the tight ends involved more. And
BJ, it's Halloween, and he has 18 catches, and he's played in 6. Is it
202 yards?
I mean, pro rate.
One touchdown.
Yeah, pro rate Lauder's season. You know, what if he goes on this pace? He'll finish with less than 30 catches, less than 400 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like, where did this happen? What's going on? Like, maybe he is hurt. Maybe they needed protection more. I don't know. Maybe they're taking him away, but I think a lot of people are running. Maybe he was overrated. Maybe he's not that good of a player. I don't buy that, but there's a lot of things you could ask why Matt Lauder is 4th on this team in receptions, and 2 of the people ahead of him aren't even playing anymore. Ben Ford's been hurt for like 2 games now, and he still has more catches, more yards, way more touchdowns, way better stats than Matt Lauder. I think everybody in Bronco Nation would like to see 85 get back into the swing of things and be if anything, the best tight end in the Mountain West. And I mean, right now he's nowhere near there, and I'm sure he's freaking frustrated, man. That guy made high level 6 figs, maybe $1 million, and high level ball. But he saw this path. He stays here. You do what you're doing here. Your stats get better. Your NFL and your name's called on day 3 or whatever the case is. You're going to the league, and now he's sitting there probably thinking, "Shucks, I gotta be more involved in this offense, guys." So I'll look for that.
And he missed 1 game, right?
He missed one game. Yeah. I think he's played, has he missed 2? I think he's missed 1.
Yeah. And that was even kind of a surprise. It was Notre Dame game, right? You just didn't play against Notre Dame. We didn't even know about that till
he missed Notre Dame.
So the defense, Johnny, was a strong suit, giving up 3 points against Nevada. All the takeaways, the interceptions. Was that just because Nevada's terrible, or is this something that you think sustainable here in terms of the defense, the way they played, and the takeaways?
If you come up to me and say, "Hey, the only reason the defense looked good last week is because Nevada sucks, man," I can't say, "No, you're full of crap." I have to be like, maybe. Yeah, that might be part of it, because I agree. Nevada was playing an incapable, at the time, in my opinion, quarterback. Guy was playing hard, but that kid wasn't ready, in my opinion, for that type of party. And I think it showed. They had 3 points. And I don't want to think that though, but I think that this week we might get that same scenario where maybe we don't know just how good this defense is or even can be because, man, it's playing remedial quarterback play, and maybe even you adjust your defense differently. You don't do as much of this or you do a little less of that because you have a remedial quarterback situation over there, if that's in fact what it is. Maybe the kid will surprise us. It happens every week, and he'll shred Boise State. And we say, oh, okay, something clicked. It happens. I get that too. But I believe in this defense, BJ. I think that pressure on the quarterback, maybe the sack numbers aren't there because they lead the league in interceptions. I mean, what would you rather have? You want to lead the league in sacks? You want to lead the league in picks? I don't know. Flip a freaking coin. Last year, they led the league in sacks. This year, they're leading the league in picks and rightfully so. The defensive backfield, the secondary, the veteran corners in particular, and their coach was called out again and again. Just how come their corners just don't make plays? Those two corners have played together for 2.5 years, and they how come they never get interceptions? Well, whatever changed, and they're playing electric. They're playing all conference level, BJ, and I expect McCoy and Irby, one of those guys, I expect one of them to have a pick every game now. That's how well they've been playing. Like, I'm expecting the McCoy pick, and I think we'll get one of them this week too against Fresno State. So hats off, or tip of the cap, whatever, kudos to Warren, those DBs. Not like they listened to us and got their act together, but something happened. They changed the way they practiced, according to Eric Shenander. If you heard him on the presser, BJ, saying, taking practice seriously. Everybody take practice like Benefield takes practice. Let's go. And looks like that's working a little bit better. And I like this defense. I think this defense is better than this offense, BJ. But at the same time, if you're going to say, hey, they don't play anybody, it's tough for me to argue against that.
He's Johnny Ballgame. My name is BJ Rains. This is Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. We'll keep the discussion going momentarily, but first, I want to tell you about Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game, thespateam.com. Locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. They've been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. If you need a sauna, a spa, pool table, they got you covered. Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game. Again, online at thespateam.com. Matt Boucher Real Estate. He's going to join us on Monday, game day on Monday for the Boise State men's basketball team. Matt Boucher will join us Monday morning to preview the game and the season. And always appreciate Matt Boucher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Matt Boucher and Boucher Real Estate. And now we found out he's #1 ranked realtor in the entire Northwest, not just Idaho, not just the Treasure Valley. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, make it with our man, Matt Boucher at Boucher Real Estate. Ridley's Family Markets. I know Johnny and Prater enjoyed touring the Ridley's locations around the valley for their Friday shows. I love that CUNA location. ShopRidleys.com is where you can go to find out about their specials, the deals, find a location near you. And don't forget to download that Skip app. Save 40% off at the checkout line, up to 40% off using their Skip app. ShopRidleys.com, Ridley's Family Markets. Hey, transportation compliance service. You want to get into the trucking industry? You're looking for a new job, fresh start, career change? They can help you out at Transportation Compliance Service, transcompservice.com. Get into the trucking industry today, and Transportation Compliance Service, transcompservice.com. Whether it's DOT, overweight, all the permits, everything you need, they can help you out. It's a local company helping out folks all over the world at Transportation Compliance Service. And we want to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/BNN. Jim and Lynn Kroll, I saw your voicemails in there. Probably not going to get to play it today, but I'll try to play it tomorrow. Appreciate you guys for your voicemail. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a voicemail, and we'll play it on an upcoming show, pregame, postgame, and it's brought to you by our friends at Signature Roofing. Online at mysignatureroofing.com. They've been covering our community for more than 20 years, Johnny, whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, an inspection. We appreciate the guys at Signature Roofing. Again, online, mysignatureroofing.com. Johnny, I know it was a pipe dream, but we were talking about concerts for next summer on the Blue, and one of the names that everybody kept saying would be a dream would be Morgan Wallen coming to the Blue next summer. He did announce his tour about an hour ago, and no Boise, Idaho no Albertson Stadium. I would say as expected. I mean, you look at the sizes of the stadium on there. I mean, it's 2 nights at Allegiant Stadium. It's 2 nights at all these NFL-sized stadiums. There are 2 college venues on there. One of them is Tuscaloosa for a night
in
at
the Big House.
Yes.
That's the other one. I saw
100
that.
plus thousand at the Big House. So I know he's a kind of a controversial guy. Some people in my mentions were saying, screw him. We don't want him here. I get that. But in terms of popularity and selling out the stadium and fans, he would have been one of the biggest, acts ever to come through here. Would have been for sure. So not a shocker, not a surprise at all, probably, but it is official. It looks like no Morgan Wallen. They are expecting to have at least one concert next summer, though, Johnny. So I know they're keeping quiet on that, but anytime you see these, country acts or whatever else start to announce their tours, keep an eye on this, because that's what happened last year with whenever it was the Luke Combs concert and then the Post Malone and Jelly Roll. They just, kind of randomly out of the blue announced their tour for the next year, and it's like, oh, they're coming to Boise. So no Morgan Wallen. I don't know if you have any thoughts on who it might be or who you want to see, but I know they are planning to have at least one concert next summer, and we'll start to check names off as their tours get announced as who it won't be.
Yeah, I don't know, my music taste, people would probably, I would let the smart people pick who would come here. I'll go. I'll take their word for it. I don't mind. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe Posty would help convince Wallen. I had some help, man. I thought maybe they were boys of like, dude, do the blue, man. I'll fly up from my palace in Utah. I'll be there in an hour and a half. We'll hang out that night. Boise's a cool town. But again, Morgan Wallen's getting to the point right now where, I don't want to say, not like Garth Brooks, not like George Strait, but he is climbing where like Kenny Chesney, like the only show you're doing is an 80,000 seat stadium because
for 2 nights.
Yeah. It's just like, you get so big at one point, and that's kind of what he's doing.
Yeah, well, I'll be curious.
Guys, though, the Blues Suite, those are good concerts. They get A-list guys.
And I know there's some people on the chat, complaining that it's always a country concert, but that just seems to be the one that does the best in this town.
Agree. And country, as in my opinion, is kind of crossed over into pop music. In the 90s, in my opinion, hip-hop crossed over into pop music. Like gangster rap kind of became pop culture with Snoop and Dre and those guys. And today, it feels like country music. Morgan Wallen, Posties, Luke Combs has crossed over into pop music.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of where we are now. Country's kind of the pop music that everybody can kind of listen to, something like that. Certainly ain't hip hop anymore. That's for sure. That died in the 90s.
No doubt about that. So we'll wait and see what the next concert is. It'll be announced on the Blue at some point here, I would assume in the next month or two for next summer, because I know that the plans they've been kind of saying is they expect to probably have a concert at some point next summer. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Johnny, we are 4 days away from the first basketball game. They had the win over Idaho that you saw there at the downtown arena, and you were taking notes and studying every possession of that. And then had the secret scrimmage against Washington, which we did report a couple days ago on our message boards. They did beat Washington up in Seattle in the secret scrimmage.
Yep.
Not a lot of details coming out from that. You know how it works, Johnny, with these secret scrimmages. When the smaller school wins, they don't really want to tick off the P4 school that was nice enough to play them by releasing all the details that they beat them. So Boise State's been, sometimes it does. They're so excited and happy they won. They want to get it out there. But Boise State's coaches have been pretty respectable and living up their end of the deal here to Washington. So very little stuff has snuck out about this. Washington, I believe, was without a guy or two that had also missed game against UNLV when they played them the week before. But either way, they do win the game. I was told by 10 points. I saw a tweet out there saying it was a close game back and forth, and Boise State pulled away late. But no stats or anything. I know Dylan Andrews told us at Mountain West Media Days he was expecting and hoping to play in that game. So that'd be nice if they got Dylan Andrews back. But again, either way, a nice result to go 2-0 in the exhibition season. And I do think, Johnny, there's a lot of excitement about this team. I'm not going to come in here and say this is Leon's best team or this is the super team or this team is going to be the team that finally breaks the streak. But you do talk about losing Tyson, losing Alvaro, and losing Omar and the guy. But with the guys they added in, I still think there's a lot of excitement about this team. I think they're going to be a fun team to watch that can score in different ways and do some different things. And the way the schedule sets up too, starting on Monday, they've got some winnable games to start with. So I think they can build a little momentum here on the court, but also amongst the fan base before they go to Maui. I mean, they should be 5-0. They should be 4-0 when Wichita State comes to town. And I know Wichita State's not the Wichita State of old, but they're a solid mid-major program, and you got a chance to have a nice crowd for that game. You win that, you get to 5-0 going to Maui. I mean, I think it sets up nicely here for them. And again, I don't know what the season holds for them big picture-wise, but I do think that it's going to be an exciting team once again that should be fun for folks like us to watch.
Do you know who led the team in scoring in the scrimmage?
Against Washington?
Yeah.
I don't. You must know more than me.
I do. I know who led the team in scoring, and it was a nice output. And I almost want to say I'll give you one guess. And if you get it right, I'll say you're right or you're wrong. But
I'm going to go RJ Keene.
Led the team in scoring. From what I heard, RJ Keene did not lead the team in scoring. No. But yeah. That was a bad guess, BJ. I mean,
you're making it a huge deal, so I assumed it's somebody that wasn't probably the normal leading scorer.
No. It was just no. Yeah, I wasn't. No, but
Dylan Andrews, first game coming in.
BJ, I'm not. You had your guess, and it's over. But I like this team.
No. You don't get to say that.
Into this team. Yeah, I gave you one guess. I'm buying into this team, and I don't. I mean, I talk to people kind of like you do. I wasn't up there. I don't have a piece of paper. It's just talking to people.
People are all guessing Drew Fielder. I'm guessing it wasn't Drew Fielder because that was too obvious with what he did against Idaho.
You're right. Drew Fielder led the team in scoring against Idaho. You're right. He did. Who do you think leads the team in scoring this year?
They're telling Greg to do the sounder.
Greg's not here, man. Greg doesn't work for BNN. Leave Greg out of this stuff, man.
Leading scorer this season.
I mean, Fielder's a good bet, man, that he leads this team in scoring.
Javen Buchanan, maybe?
I like Buchanan. I mean, we're about Meadow. Isn't he kind of the house money favorite? I mean, no one's even mentioned Meadow. I mean, Meadow scores pretty well as well. This team, and I don't know Washington's situation either, and I don't like making a big deal out of the secret scrimmages. I'm sure you don't either. But I can't even believe it, dude. Monday night, I got to be at Extra Mile Arena to cover a Boise State hoops game?
Well, you don't have to. You get to.
Monday night. Wow, I can't believe basketball crept up on us like that. But you know me, I know you. We both love college basketball and love Mountain West college basketball. So here we go, man.
Hawaii Pacific, the former school of Pavle Kuzmanovic, who transferred there.
That's who they're playing?
Hawaii Pacific in the first game.
I probably won't join you at the presser for that.
Which just got canceled, by the way, if you saw the text. What? Oh, you mean post-game presser?
Yeah. Oh,
Leon talked to Leon today, but it got postponed. Yeah. They've changed their practice schedule, so we will not be talking to Leon today, even though we were supposed to.
All right, BJ. Appreciate you.
What do we got on Idaho Sports Talk today, Johnny? I know Spencer Danielson talking here in an hour and 13 minutes.
Yep. We talk the best games of the week, matchups in the Mountain West we're going to cover on this Thursday. We get you set for Boise State-Fresno State. You have 2 opportunities to win tickets to Boise State-Fresno State. We have 2 pair that we're giving away today from 3 to 6. All you have to do is listen. Yeah, even if all you have to do is listen, and you might have a chance to end up going with tickets. We're giving away 2 winners today, each getting 2 tickets. So
I'll give you a quick thing, Johnny, on your way out. 2 questions that I want to ask Spencer Danielson today. One, with the he did mention at the end of his press conference, I don't know if you noticed this, he snuck in that he had been contacted about jobs. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
He was talking about the transfer portal and all that, and he brought in something about, well, even me, I'm getting hit up for jobs.
Oh, he did say that.
I'm gonna follow up on that. Is that fair game?
Yes.
Okay. Because I did see on a UCLA hot board where they had his name on it. And I'm not saying he's going to tell us what schools are where. I don't think he's going anywhere, Johnny. I think it's a 0.0% chance right now. 5 years from now, I'm not going to promise that he's here. But right now, I would be, with all he says about this place and how he's called here and all this, it would be a complete 180. I would not worry for 1 second if I was a Boise State fan that he's leaving. But with that said, so I'm not trying to stir up that kind of stuff. I just think I'm curious, did you really say you got hit up for jobs? I might follow up on that. And then do you know, Johnny, you remember how he said they won't promise any money to freshmen for NIL? He said that last year, and that was a whole big deal. There was even a quote that went viral that wasn't even the correct quote from a media member that's no longer here anymore. But I wonder how the Bronco Pro changes that. Can they promise the rev sharing money to these kids? Because if they don't promise freshmen any money, these quarterbacks are just going to keep decommitting, and they're going to have the same problem they've been having. And I don't know if that's been a topic yet for you guys on the show, but the quarterbacks that have decommitted, they've had 8 in the last decade. They've had 3 of the last 4 in this class have decommitted. They're having a problem hanging on to quarterbacks, and I know money's a big factor there. And so Spencer can have these morals and values and all this about not offering freshmen money, but I wonder if this Bronco Pro and the rev sharing and all that changes that. So I may have to ask Spencer about that today as well.
Yeah, it's almost like we're living in the world where if you want to be a serious player, quarterback's a position you now have to pay for, and you need to find it. And many cases don't look for it in high school. Find Diego Pavia, who's busy winning Conference USA Player of the Year in a bowl game for New Mexico State. Cephalopoid on foot. Yes, find those guys. They're around. Like Pavia would have, Boise State probably could have had him. I don't know. But, he went to Vandy for probably not much. But you need to find those guys if that's the business you want to be in. And it looks like a lot of good programs now are doing that. So there's a big pool. You got to find the right one, and most of the time you got to pay for it. Hell yeah, Spencer's going to be called. He's 21-5. He's going to win his next 4 games. He's going to be 25-5 going into the Mountain West Championship. I'll give him that too. He's going to be 26-5. And say he wins the LA Bowl. He could be 27-5. He's going to get calls, man. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Johnny. We'll see you there, man. Johnny Ballgame, we'll see him shortly down at BSU. You'll also hear him on Idaho Sports Talk with Mike Prater, Greg Frank, Bob Beeler, and the crew. That is 3 to 6 on Idaho Sports Talk today. Somebody asking about the brother of R.J. Keene. He is on Montana State. Howie Keene is on Montana State, so that'll be on the 15th. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. Thank you so much for watching. Go subscribe if you can, BroncoNationNews.com. We got our 30% offer right now. $7 a month is all it costs. Mike Prater, new column just posted within the hour on Fresno State and their history and their future and the rivalry with Boise State. So great stuff from Mike Prater. Nathan Carroll's gambling column is up. You know how it works by now. Nathan makes picks. You make money. Nathan makes picks. You make money. And he's got those up there right now at BroncoNationNews.com. So you want to make an extra $1 or $2 this weekend, have some fun watching some games with your buddies. Nathan Carroll has what his model and his analytics and his systems say are his best bets of the weekend, including his favorite bet in the Boise State game. So a lot of recruiting coverage, a lot of basketball countdown coverage and all kinds of stuff. We've had 7 or 8 stories posted in the last 30 hours. We got a couple more in the hopper to go up today. So perfect time with football season going, basketball starting on Monday, recruiting season heating up ahead of signing day. Jump on board right now, BroncoNationNews.com. What we believe is your best source for Boise State information, for news, for discussion. The message board has been popping lately. You can jump on in there and chat about all kinds of topics, football board, basketball board. Our VIP board, folks are wondering about this Washington scrimmage, and they seem so surprised. We put in the VIP boards 3 days ago that Boise State beat them. So if you were a paid subscriber, you would have known some of this way previously. So appreciate you guys. Go subscribe if you can. We'll get Spencer Danielson's interview posted shortly. At a minimum, make sure you subscribe down here to our YouTube channel. It is free of charge. And hit that like button, that notification button too, to turn on the broadcast. So you know when the broadcast come, you just get a little notification that we're live and you can watch. And like I said, give us a like or a share, whatever it is on the platform that you're watching on your way out the door to help us with the algorithms and things like that. So have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you guys. Again, Spencer Danielson talks in an hour. We'll get down to Boise State. We'll have that posted for you on the website this afternoon. We'll have all kinds of content previewing the game on Saturday, basketball content on, previewing the game on Monday. And like I said, you know where to go when you want any Boise State coverage, BroncoNationNews.com. Subscribe today for $7, and I promise you won't be disappointed. You can give us a try for $1 if you want. Give us a try 1 month, $1 for 1 month. And if you don't like it, you can cancel, and it only costs you $1. If you like it, you can hang on board. And if you do hang on board for the regular $12.99 a month subscription price, full price $12.99 after the first month, you do get your Paramount Plus subscription included in that as well. So that's a great deal there as well. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you on the boards with the Spencer interview and whatever he says later this afternoon. And this has been Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.
And final blade of grass. done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.